Hello everyone, let me do a real quick sound test. Mic check.
This is the last day, of course, for our Origin series. You'll be a casters for the second and last series for the day. I'm Yuko alongside Miss Excounjo.
Okay.
Hi Yuko, nice to see you again. Really excited to get into this final series. It is an old favorite of the European scene. X-Tribe EU, now NTNT versus going up against Team Queso. I think unarguably these are the two best teams that we have in our region right now.
Alright, so today I will be spectating the finals of Origin series, and I have not watched the matches yet, but I know the results. But of course, I think I would like to know how they got the results, you see. So I'm pretty much a big fan of the entire NTNT roster, particularly Doom and Snitch. So I'm pretty interested to see, and Leon. So I'm pretty interested to see how this finals pans out. So let's get right into the draft.
Definitely winning out.
5 games. Waiting for Excounjo prediction then and there. So they seem to be a ban. A lot of teams are also banning out Shinjao, but now we have a Gragas, not a Gragas, a Varus ban for no team, no talent.
Yeah, that's a pretty common ban at high elo in Europe, especially. I think a lot of European AD carries see Varus as one of the most powerful AD carries, especially when you have things like Camille banned and Akali being a perma ban. So a lot of the answers to Varus are kind of like popular bans right now, which is why Varus has now kind of become a popular ban in his own right. Senna in competitive because of the prevalence of fasting Senna and just how powerful that is in coordinated team play, and obviously Ziggs continues to be probably the most banned champion in Wild Rift Esports since its very inception. And as you correctly called it, Yuko, Doom is having that Xin Zhao banned away from him.
So
that makes sense, banning the
Xin
Zhao.
But that leaves Corki, Gragas, Camille open. No team, no talent. They want to have their hands on this Corki. Could be in the mid lane, could be in the jungle lane. And right on cue, Camille for Team Queso.
Team Queso, there is a common kind of like talking point about Team Queso in high elo in Europe right now, and is that they play the same drafts every single game. I can tell you what their mid lane is going to be already. It's going to be Ari. And that sort of top lane trio of Camille, Kha'Zix, Ari is a very, very, very common pickup for Team K. So it worked for them yesterday versus Game Lord. They're obviously coming in to NTNT with the same mindset. These are basically what I would consider the one-trick champions of Acolyte, Andre, and Ruiz. And I think they're very happy to lock that in. Memorized played the most Rakan out of any support that he has played in competitive, so that's no surprise there.
Okay.
With Xayah not on the table, I mean, I would be thinking Xayah. This would be the classic Team Queso draft if this was Xayah, and obviously with Rakan you'd expect that. But that is Doom's Riven jungle. I think this is Doom's Riven jungle.
Riven jungle.
Interesting.
Not Fiora?
And Excoundle is from the future. He perfectly called the draft for Team K. So
well, okay, I don't quite get the Varus ban though, because
that is gonna be the pick and bans for game number 1. I know,
because I don't think Varus skills as well, but we shall see. Yeah.
Riven jungle, Yuko. I have not seen this much in competitive, but I know, having played with Doom in solo queue, this is something that he really does like to play.
Yeah.
What I think is going to work here for NT versus Team Coaster that didn't really work for Game Lord previously was the fact that I don't really think that Random was able to take advantage of this Fiora Camille matchup the way that you should be able to. I really feel like Leon, who is an absolute Fiora mentalist, like he's so good at Fiora, I think he'll be able to exploit this matchup a little bit more heavily. And this Snitch, he's just playing a very safe mid laner, can't get easily caught out by the Ahri. You always have that backup of the Valkyrie to keep you out of those rough situations. So I think right now in every lane, NTNT are pretty set versus the comfort that Team Queso have brought to the table.
That I would have to agree with. As you can see, they just really read the draft like a book. And now it is going to be the standard start for NTNT. You mentioned this with your cast with Daza 2. Leon, arguably one of the best Baron laners, if not the best here in Europe. So let's see how well will he be able to play this Fiora.
It's an easier matchup against the Camille for a couple of reasons. You outrange her with your lunge. In fact, Fiora outranges pretty much everybody with her lunge. And secondly,
Fiora is so broken.
When she uses her Hextech ultimatum, you can actually just riposte it. So you completely negate her ultimate with just your second ability, which is pretty ridiculous. And so it's a very easy way to actually deal with Fiora in the side lane matchup. Plus, Fiora scales just as hard as Camille does in that side lane matchup, and so the 1v1 always stays in favor of Fiora.
Some folks here and there coming through from Lucian and Rakan. Rakan did use the Grand Entrance earlier, but no actual commitments from NTNT just yet. Kha'Zix is nowhere near the Dragon Lane as well, but looking at the top part, Doom will just be able to get his buff. And consistently, ever since we hopped into game number 1, Leon has been just harassing Acolyte on this Camille with the reasons that Excoundre already told us. Now, looking into the mid lane, Snitch is going to be A-okay as well. No actual invades, no jungle takedowns, just the usual early game, focus on farming, and maybe pick a fight once the dragon is up.
I thought Kha'Zix was going to dive bot lane, but looks like he's going back.
Ezreal, you don't really want to fight until Ezreal's found that first back. And so obviously they're going to be a little bit quiet until Ezreal gets the chance to back and pick up his first item, or at least just even the Sheen, as that gives him a bit more trading power, a bit more, I guess, aggression in some of these matchups. You can see here, this is what you're expected to do in this matchup.
Ezreal gets the tier.
Okay,
here comes the Kha'Zix.
To get constant procs with your lunge.
Kha'Zix just straight up walking.
The reason Andre is here is to try and unfreeze the wave, but they're going in.
That is going to be Doom the stuns connecting, and you have the Hex something being popped in, and there Doom jumping in, but was not able to reach Andre. Now, right after
that was a bit strange from the Kha'Zix. I mean, I don't think he should have walked on the lane, but well, he could have used his ult, I guess, but we'll see. Well, Kha'Zix is not safe.
Get away, but
he's not safe.
Will he cancel the recall? No, he will not. Instead, he has his eyes fixed on Andre. First blood going over to No Team, No Talent, and that
Doom.
is going to be Doom. Will you be able to survive? That is going to be a no.
Okay, so Doom didn't want to give Ari a kill, I guess, so that's why he just sacrificed himself there to memorize the Rakan. I guess so.
Using the charm just to secure that kill.
Wait, what?
They're gonna go for a dive here on Ivy.
Wait. So Rakan used his ult just to get the kill. That's interesting. Let's check that out again.
Not able to He has his eyes fixed on Andre. First one
Yeah.
over to No Team, No Talent, and that is gonna be Doom.
Yeah.
Will you be able to survive? That
You
is gonna
can't
be
use this
Leon
ult, so that's one ult
using the
burned.
charm just to secure that kill.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
we're going for a dive here on Ibu, and I think
Oh.
Friend will pick him off with the true shot barrage. And that is an easy punish on a roam from the support there. So a net
Yeah.
NTNT. I have questions.
That's right.
Why Andre decided to stay around. I guess he was potentially trying to guard against that tower dive against Acolyte, but he just ended up giving up his life to allow
Exactly,
Acolyte to
yeah.
back. But I think they could have easily both backed off quickly there. Doom was kind of slow to commit to that kind of play. But that is a nice little lead here for Doom. You can see 300 gold or so going in his favor and a load of gold in favor of the Ezreal on the bot side of the map here. We'll take a look back at this. You can see at level 5, Riven just incredibly strong as a duelist, especially when you're grouped up. You really nullify the power of Kha'Zix. And in a 2v2 in this matchup, there isn't really much that Kha'Zix is going to do that Riven cannot do better. And Doom here just able to get onto Andre, who's already burnt those resources to escape. Doom knows he's dead, by the way. I don't think he wants to give the kill to the Ahri, who ends up roaming up.
Yeah, that's why I was saying.
Tower. Very sensible decision, if you ask me. And now
Okay.
Leon going toe to toe.
Leon's
So
dead.
we're
Yeah.
trying to go up against, of course, Acolyte, but up against Andre, but that is not
Oh,
gonna come through. Also, that is gonna be Barrage connecting on the
clutch.
3 and the explosive cast connecting on the 2 and the kill going over to Gragas. Here comes the other members of Team Case of Blue Team able to get them on the Jagger. Now you have the guy that
Wow.
can use
Wow.
Vice. She does use Valkyrie, focused onto Lucian.
Oh
Lucian
my,
gets bursted
wow.
down. Now you have Ezreal deciding to join the party. Rakan say goodbye as well, and that is gonna be the Rift Herald. And
Wait, so Doom got the dragon and stole the Rift
over
Herald.
to No Team, No Talent.
Wow.
Did I tell you, while you were doing the analysis in the Baron Lane skirmish, Snitch actually got taken down by Ahri. So it was a quick revenge kill in the Rift Herald pit.
Yeah,
Okay.
honestly, really good package from Snitch as well.
Yeah.
Not only did it make it very difficult. Let's take a look back at it again once more. This is Leon just doing Leon things, taking 1v1s where he may not actually necessarily have the edge. It does end up going down. As you said, though, great true shot barrage.
So let's see, we can change the speed, the play speed. So I don't know what Leon was up to there. I guess he was just buying time for his team, but yeah, maybe, because I wouldn't have gone for that fight. And credit to his team for following up.
The edge does
Let's make it 0.5 speed. Let's see.
end up going down. As you said, though, great true shot barrage, explosive class combo like Andre.
That's a good one.
Flirting with death right
Kill the
here
jungler.
at such low
Oh, that's really slow,
HP.
man.
And that was a good
Maybe I
trade
should-
back by Clue, but you really want to keep your eyes on Snitch's package positioning here. Loads of damage onto Ibu. Ibu moves into a choke point.
Yep.
Snitch sees his opportunity, takes him down, and Memorized was trying to support his AD carry, had nowhere to go but sitting on top of that package. And
Yeah.
unfortunately just meant that he was going to go down too. So just a good package positioning there to split that team up from Snitch, and that gets him a couple of kills, as you said, just before he went down to
Oh,
Louise.
what?
Mystic shot really hurting a lot. That is gonna be a jump and flash in body slam, and now you have Friend being able to finish off the kill. Ruiz
Wait,
no
I didn't
longer
think,
had
I didn't
the
expect
Spirit Rush. He
Gragas to have
just
his
was
ult
not
so
able to
soon.
react in time up
And neither did
against Doom.
Ezreal.
That is gonna be the kill going over
was
to
fast.
Ezreal, and maybe they could even get the tower.
Definitely have no one there to support or protect this tower right now. Ruiz is already back on the map and is making his way down. As you said, that Spirit Rush not available, though. We are going to see Memorized and Ibu slowly walk down, but I think you're right. This could be first tower of the game, dropping in favor of NTNT.
Doom,
now
Doom.
with that ultimate engaged.
Doom.
He just went right through Andre. Now
Oh.
you have the Hex Victim being popped. The SBPR saying goodbye, but SB Andre jumping in, flashing in Doom. Will he be able to get away? Yes.
Oh.
No. Maybe Kha'Zix still can jump.
Oh,
but
what?
it looks like he is just gonna focus on trying to push Doom away. Overall, it was a 1-to-1 trade. The Baron laners just taking themselves down.
Yeah, Leon didn't have the riposte for that Hextech Ultimatum, and obviously Hextech Ultimatum is a great way of just buying some invincibility frames for Acolyte, which then allows him to kind of negate any damage and keep himself alive for just that moment longer, allowing the tower to do the work. We can take a look here. Leon, you can just see how powerful Fiora is in this matchup in the 1v1, and how low Acolyte is here. Doom maybe could have got away with it with the Wind Slash, but watch this. Leon tanking the tower, doesn't have that riposte available, and Hextech Ultimatum buys enough time for Acolyte to negate enough damage. Doom keeps his cool. I really like this here. Uses 2 charges of his first ability, then dives over the wall on his last one. Just keeping that slight cool head to know that he hasn't got that the ability to get away. Oh my word, friend, almost dying out here.
That was so close. At the very least, Ezreal was able to pop the barrier at the perfect time. Now,
nice ult, nice Gragas ult.
Protoball coming through, Charms, Orb, but they
Very
don't
nice.
care. That is still gonna be the kill going over to No Team, No Talent. They could hunt for more. Snitch is there at the sides, but no, they will not try to press their luck. They are just gonna rotate over to the mid lane.
We have some objectives spawning relatively soon. Most of them are going in favor of No Team, No Talent right now. Doom still holding onto that Rift Herald, but this may be the opportunity that he looks to drop it. They're going to get at least a little bit of damage down into this mid lane tier 1.
He just got his package.
Maybe makes me feel that will be a Rift Herald drop to secure some natural priority for that second dragon. We talk about this a lot. It's just about creating some natural pressure in the lane that's going to draws Team Queso away from that dragon pit, and especially as that package is now up for Snitch, the special delivery. I don't really think Team Queso are going to want to lose their lives over a Wind Dragon.
Snitch and Clue actually the 2 champion unit that was lurking towards the dragon lane. Now that is going to be the Rift Herald being summoned at the mid lane. Spirit Rush is not yet available for release. At the very least, they have the quickness from Wakad if ever No Team, No Talent decides to do something funny. Rift Herald, of course, will focus on the mid lane turret. Now you have Snitch, you also have Doom just focus.
Wait, look at the map. Look at the map. Kha'Zix is top side with Camille, so they are clearly... Team Queso is clearly giving out the Drake, but they are trying to collapse on... They're trying to get rid of the top turret. I guess it's just so that Fiora can't really split push, and that's a good play from them. I mean, they knew that they can't they can't secure the dragon, so yeah, good play on Team Queso's part.
Focusing on the dragon that's up.
Oh, Ezreal. Oh,
Just Barrage will
just
connect
missed.
on to none. That is going to be Andre being able to jump away. Will he be able to juggle the 2v1? Actually make that a 2v2 now. You have that also coming through. This is Clue at the front line. The ultimate being used.
Yep.
That is going to be your Khan jumping in, flashing in, being able to take Leon down. Now you have Clue, the only one left alive. Will he get the kill? Yes, no,
he's so
maybe
tanky.
the other Pacific is going to come through. But looking here at the mid lane, the charm will not connect. The calling has been popped. Now you have No Team, No Talent still holding their ground. They decide to disengage and maybe rotate over to the Baron lane or just get the scuttler.
Gragas is so tanky.
Though, it does look like Friend is hovering to look for a kill.
Okay.
And that will not stop anytime soon. That's going to be a 3v2. That is Rakan trying to use the Grand Entrance to make a way. But no, True Shot Barrage, the global ultimate will take him down.
That was a beautiful little mystic shot on the fadeaway there to Acolyte. Honestly, Friend, he's been kind of putting NTNT on his back. I wouldn't say that the rest of the team has been having a bad game, but honestly, Friend's been having a great game.
Yeah,
Leon actually
definitely.
0-3-2. We hyped him up a lot. He actually hasn't got an insane score, but what he is doing is he's drawing a lot of pressure. I mean, Leon naturally draws pressure by the very sake of being Leon, though. It looks like both Snitch and Doom will be able to escape here. Snitch on very low mana knows that he can't really take this fight.
Okay, so if we look at the gold numbers, well, Fiora is 0-3-2, but Fiora has more gold than Camille. It's interesting. Must be from all the farming and tower plates.
Right now, and that'll be NT resetting with a 6,000 gold lead in their favor. They're in a relatively good spot.
They are, and Baron is up
Oh,
now.
okay.
They could just group together. Hook shot, yes, will connect, but again, the Trisha now you have the vital points being Frog, and Camille just gets annihilated in the jungle lane. Here comes Harry, jump in, dashing, beautiful flash on
Leon
the
is
side.
popping.
Friend being able to get a kill. The calling has been used. Will it be enough? Now you have this champion trying to get away. That is to be a double kill going over to Ezreal.
That's worth. That's worth.
Double kill going over to Lucian as well. Now will this 1v1 happen? That is going to be a no.
What a
Andre
distraction.
decides to back away, a shot down on Ezreal, and while there was a lot of skirmish in the dragon lane, Snitch and Doom focusing onto the Baron.
They are going all in on this Baron, but Andre knows what's going on. He's looking for a potential steal. Clue trying to buy some time here.
That is going to be the body controlling onto one, and Killing Spree going over to Snitch. Really quick take for no team, no talent. Missiles are being drawn out, and it is going to be the Baron going over to no team, no talent. Ruiz a tad bit too late to the party, so they will just disengage.
Absolutely insane. Like 2v4 in the bot lane, by the way, from Friend and Leon. They killed 4 people and only 2 from NTNT died. Leon got a huge injection of gold from that, and we are 6-1-5. Let's take a look back at
Leon
that little replay
here.
Again, Acolyte caught out. Or Leon blocks the second part of the hook shot there to prevent the escape. Gets or Leon 1-5. Let's take a look back.
Let's look at it in slow-mo again. I want to see this.
Back at that little replay here. Again, Acolyte caught out. Or Leon
really
blocks the second part of the hook shot.
Yeah, he did block it. He did body block it so that Camille couldn't escape. Okay, that's a good one.
Prevent the escape. Gets the proc on the ultimate to buy him some much needed health and regeneration, and just look at Friend's damage. Leon as well, able to block that charm. Blocking the
block the charm
damage. Leon as well,
the riposte.
Able to block that charm. Blocking the charm from the Rakan with the riposte. Gets another setup on the kill, and of course, Friend isolating himself here. Will end up going down, but it is a double kill for Leon and a double kill for Friend. And in the meantime, as we know, that did allow for this Baron to go down for NTNT. So a huge amount of pressure in the side lane, immediately capitalized on in the cross map.
Oh, okay. While you were talking, as Evolution being taken down, now you have, of course, the next target going over to Team Queso. But here comes Snitch with the Valkyrie. Leon saying goodbye. Rampage going over to this Corki. They see the charms coming through, but he is still being jumped in. Han saying goodbye. But looking at the base of Team Queso, goodness me, Doom was right there. Proto belt in, but it's not going to be enough to reach this ribbon.
So much going on. Wait, we need to watch that again. It's way too much going on. Way too much going on. Okay.
Capitalized on in the cross map.
Okay.
Oh, okay. While you were talking, as Evolution being
Leon
down now,
being a nuisance again.
Have the next target going over to Team Queso, but here comes it with the Valkyrie. Leon saying goodbye. Rampage going
look at the Krager's
to
body slam.
Corki. They see the charms coming through, but he is still being jumped in. Round saying goodbye, but looking at the base of Team Queso.
That was just
Doom was right there.
really clutch.
But it's not going to be enough to reach this ribbon.
No, I think they've hit. Oh, yep. They're going to take down that top lane inhibitor tower with ease right now, and obviously Doom still pushing in with that Baron minion wave. Baron minions at this stage in the game, Yuko, they can get you so much because you don't have the ice spikes
missing all his
effectively, because you can't
rockets.
be taking those fights versus NTNT right now. They are just getting free.
They shouldn't have reset though. They should have gone straight for Dragon, I think.
I don't think they can defend this.
I really think they can too, but looking into again that very small fight at the Baron lane side.
Yeah, you can see that was just Leon looking for one of those crazy 1v2 plays that he always goes for. I like to say that Leon is the ultimate backing himself player. Will always back himself to get a kill in one of these kind of massive outplay scenarios. And you can see also a perfect example of why you pick Gragas as a support into Rakan. When Rakan using that ultimate, he just unfortunately gets bopped by the belly and can't really make anything happen. That's going to be a free Inferno. Nothing that Keizo can do about it as NTNT.
That's right.
Start to push in that bot lane. Couple of little taps from Friend, and you'll see that bot lane inhibitor tower dropping.
20 and 8 on the scoreboard now. You have no team, no talent storming
This is a
into Team
stomp.
Queso space. I see the snitch throwing out a missile. In that previous fight, Camille did use her Hextech ultimatum, but instead, she still gets taken down by Kluk. That is with the calling being pop. Leon looking for his next possible target. There is a ward in the base of Team Queso. They only have one turret left. Lucian is going to focus onto this Fiora, but she's very,
Lucian
very slippery.
survives.
That is with the barrage connecting onto one. Barely made it out of there alive. That is going to be Gags to the front line. Team Queso, are they trying to delay the inevitable? But now no team, no talent. Still trying to go all in. Stuns coming through, connecting. Rampage onto Gagas. It is going to be the Gatling being popped by Corky, but still on the front line. Doom being able to stun 2-3 champions. And they're saying goodbye. And now Team Queso, they actually are down on 3 champions, whereas no team, no talent. All of 5 of them are focused on the Nexus. The opening will not be enough. You have the cast being thrown out. They want to end the game. Rampage going over to Doom, and that is going to be game 1 going over to NT.
Leon has been really good at blocking RV charms.
I think one of the biggest weaknesses that Queso have got is that they are very predictable. If I can predict what they're going to
Predictable.
the draft, you bet that no team, no talent know exactly what's going their way.
Predictable, I guess.
As you can see, eventually.
Yeah, I think it was the most interesting clip from the game, and it is going to be that that bot lane 2v4 that allowed Doom to go for the Baron. You can see Doom is positioned on the minimap near the Baron here, so he's obviously on this side of the map. The rest of Team Queso will be collapsing this way on the map. They'll basically commit everything to this fight. Now, a couple of key things to look out for. Watch what Leon does in just a moment. Gets right in front of Acolyte, stops that second part of the hook shot, which makes it much easier for Leon to then proc his ultimate and go for the kill. Easy, doesn't even need to get all 4 vitals, and he gets a huge amount of healing up here again. You can see Friend just picking up like that's one Mystic Shot Essence Flux combo, and
Well, that's a lot of damage.
And Ruiz just lost half his HP in a second, so he's already basically dead. Beautiful little shift from Friend over the wall. Here's another really important part of the fight. Watch Leon's riposte here. Riposte straight into memorized charm. So charm has come through from memorize, but he's going to go straight into the riposte, which stuns memorize up, as you can see, takes him down easily, and then Ibu makes himself a target for Friend to go in. And yes, okay, we see Andre get the kill at the end of the day, but the most important part is what's going on over here. Both Snitch and Doom are currently taking the Baron, and that is essentially a really nice piece of micro play where there were lots of little individual outplays that went in the favor of NT, but also, you know, that macro element to it as well. That's the classic. That is what split pushing is supposed to achieve. You split push to your team.
All right, let's fast forward to the
NT took it to the extreme where they had two.
Is there any more replays? Let's see.
No talent. Though I'm
yourself the question whether you think that you can get wins for test out.
Let's see what champion
match number 2.
I mean, they could ban out for your ticket for themselves. Maybe we'll still be seeing a Kha'Zix pick up. Akali will be the first ban for Team Queso side. No team, no talent.
Yeah, Snitch is a monster with Akali.
They do not want any quick or fast games so far.
Yeah, of course we have the side switch here. So blue side does allow you to get a first pick that you think is particularly important. It was Corki
again
for no team, no talent last time, even though I think that the Corki was one of the picks that was more in the background of that game. It was a very safe and flexible pick. You did mention obviously can go to mid lane or dragon lane, so the flexibility of that pick was important. I love that they're banning away Ibu's Kai'Sa as well. That was something that he relied heavily on yesterday, and they are actually going to take the Fiora for Acolyte this time around. Fiora classically known to have very few bad matchups in the Baron lane. One of those picks that has a universal good matchups across the board realistically. Gragas is certainly one of those good matchups, so I'm interested to see where that might go to in NTNT, but with Doom's Xin Zhao open, that will get locked in.
Well, Gragas and Xin Zhao, now you have 2 disengagers for no team, no talent. Team Queso, if they try to build a full-on 5v5, they may struggle. Camille being picked up, and now Team Queso will also pick up the Ezreal. Let's see if we're going to be seeing a Rakan, or are we going to be seeing something more different? Maybe a Seraphine, Braum, the usual. But no team, no talent picking up this Sona and Seraphine.
Yes, it's something that worked really well for them on the first day that we were casting, and it was, I think they locked it in because they saw the Ezreal. They know that Ezreal does not have a lot of lane pressure before his first back, so Ezreal usually starts off with a mana crystal, which makes him one of the weaker early game trading AD carries, and they are saying, fine, if we can get to level 5 without being threatened in lane, we're playing Sona Seraphine 100%, and it'll be Leon's Lee Sin locked in. I actually think Lee Sin is the best possible matchup into Fiora, and it's only because Leon is one of the very few Baron laners in Europe that plays this effectively. So I think it's one of those pocket picks that he has into that Fiora matchup that works well.
Yeah.
Will we see a Lee Sin popping off in the early game, or will we see Ezreal surviving game number 2?
To answer your question, is just too strong realistically for the most part. It is a ridiculous bot lane duo combo that honestly scales up incredibly well and provides so much teamfight presence as well with the rest of this comp. You can see potential late invade here from Doom and Leon, but they aren't going to push much further onto Acolyte. They're going to peel back and go for their own red.
Some pokes here and there, but at the very least, Acolyte was able to spot them out quickly. You have the vital points being seen as well. That is going to be Ruiz and Snitch. Snitch will have his hands on this guy, guys. Just a few pops here and there with the barrel, but looking into the Dragon Lane. Again, we talked about this. So much poke, so much power from the Sona and Sarah duo. Ezreal will definitely have a difficult time. What he needs to do, though, is do his best to just survive the laning phase, the early game, and maybe even the first half of the mid game.
I think you just want to, like I said, you just want to get through this early game as Sona Seraphine. I think with the Nami, that is something that you do need to be a little concerned about. As long as you're dodging out those bubbles, like Nami can be quite an aggressive trading support in the bot lane. Can help facilitate some of Ezreal's early game weaknesses, especially if you're empowering those Mystic shots. They can hurt quite a lot. But you can just see the sustain in this lane is pretty nutty, and Friend and Clue happily just absorbing that pressure.
It is, and I also think that they have a lot of heals and movement speed boost. They will have the time of their life. But you know what? Leon is also having the time of his life. He will be able to pressure Acolyte and just push him back into the turret range, but that is going to be the riposte coming through. Leon will still be very much okay. That is going to jump into the mid lane, though. Let's see what is going to happen. He's being boxed in, jump out, but it's going to Snitch jumping in. You also the first one being secured by the blue side. Shinjo saying goodbye. Now Snitch is the next one. Will RGB be able to get the kill? No, Leon does jump in, immediately targets Acolyte. That is going to be Clue at the front line. Sona with the heals and the, of course, sustained an extra damage right there, but that is going to be Nami saying hi and hello with the ebb and flow. The bubble will not connect, and now both teams will just disengage.
That was very risky for Clue to jump in there, but had that heal available just to keep Leon in that fight. It was moments or minutes away from just dropping down Leon there against Acolyte. You don't really want to give Fiora an edge in this matchup. It is a very volatile matchup, the Lee Sin Fiora match. But I like this again. This is classic Tribe. Whenever they find an opportunity, just trying to punish in the 2v1. And they managed to get Ibu down very low. But yeah, I think you have to be very concerned if you're Leon and Clue, because Leon in the top lane, because if you give that Fiora anything in this matchup, it can very easily go the wrong way.
Snitch being locked in that Hextech ultimatum, but looks like they really want to focus on this dragon. But he is still alive. However, the Diana will be able to get him down. That is going to be the move coming through, and 2 kills going over to Team K. So looking here on the other part, on the other side of the map, though, Bubble still not connecting. Ibu will be able to use that Trucian Barrage, and Clue will just cancel his recall. Now that's going to be Friend trying to focus on to memorize. Beat Drop is going to connect. Heals for days yet again. Looks like no team, no talent. Dragon Lane duo will hold out just fine, even though slowly scaling with this Ezreal.
Yeah, but also I think you scale better as Sona Seraphine. I think Sona Seraphine is one of the best scaling duos in the game. I like Snitch. It's one of the reasons you pick the Gragas into the Camille is to be able to disengage from that Hextech ultimatum. But unfortunately, Doom and Snitch losing out in this 2v2 time and time again, and those level 5s were there for both Andre and for Ruiz that allowed them to just get the slight edge in that 2v2. Right now, though, this is exactly what you want if you're Team Queso. You want to be able to put the pressure on early. You don't want to let Sona Seraphine get away with this for free. And so you can see that any kind of early advantage that you can leverage in your favor will give Team Queso a bit of a lifeline when working towards the mid game, where they're going to hope to potentially strike against the team's NTNT before NTNT get too carried away and get towards that late game.
took us for comfort in Ruiz there for the Dragon Lane side, but he was able to survive that one. Now, Rip Herald as well as the Infernal Drake is now up. Both teams will try to go and get that Dragon that is going to be the Ombre connecting onto one none, but that is the leader Crescendo connecting onto two. Team Queso, two ultimates already being burned down as Venus has been connecting onto three. You have the stuns coming through. Wolfall connecting onto two. That is being used as well. Shinjo saying goodbye. Beat Drop connecting onto two. That is the Gagas lurking into the side. So far, it is a 1-0 in the favor of Team Queso. Here comes no team, no talent. Jump in, but looks like Leon will just disengage. That is going to be the upper person connecting. Stuns coming through. Kite still all over the map. Now you have Leon saying goodbye. You have the heals from Sona Diana being bursted down. Now you have no team, no talent. They want to get their next target. B-Drop is not going to connect. Here comes the hook shot, but looks like that is going to be Andre deciding to disengage.
We need to watch that again. That was such a messy fight.
Now, Repelled as well as the Infernal
Sinjao goes in.
Is now up. Both teams
Seraphine misses her ult, but Sona hits hers.
Is the Ombre connecting on to one none, but that is the leader Crescendo connecting on.
Okay, Camille jumps in.
Two ultimates already being burned.
Oh wow, that is so messy. I can't even disengage from Gragas. Look at Sona's position. Her position is pretty okay. Not too bad. A little dangerous because Fiora could always get her. Unless Fiora doesn't have vision here.
Connecting on to that is the Gragas lurking into the side. So
okay, then here comes Leon.
Team Kaiser. Here comes no team, no talent. Jump in.
Caught in the bubble. Camille goes for Lee Sin. Lee Sin tries to run. Lee Sin kicks. Lee Sin dives and dies. Gragas disengages. But the good thing is Xin Zhao is up now. Team Queso, they're all pretty low. They can't really go for Drake.
Here comes the hook shot, but looks like that is gonna be Andre deciding to disengage.
Yeah, but it's not a problem. They weren't after anything other than the Infernal Drake here. They did not want the kills. They just wanted to delay the backs as long as possible to get Doom back towards that Dragon Pit.
That's right.
It does mean that we'll end up trading Rift Herald for Infernal, but I think you take that as NT. You are happy to have the Infernal Drake. It gives you some scaling advantage again. Not that you really needed it, but even more than that, it delays the scaling of Team Queso, stops Team Queso being able to accelerate in this mid game. Leon has been a bit of a target here, and we've got 3 members from Team Queso grouping up, I think, looking for that first tower of the game.
That is the Leon jumping in. You also have Doom lurking to the sides. 2v3 who will be able to survive. That is going to be a hook shot away. Just Doom throwing out his spear, and looks like Team Queso will just back away. I think they actually saw Sona even. Triforce has been completed by Andre. Jumping back into the mid lane, you have Ibu and of course Snitch, just with their small highs and hellos.
You just take a look here. Unfortunately, Doom just not enough in position, or his team weren't around him. They were in a 5 versus 4, and I think for the most part, when those Sona and Seraphine ultimates are down, there is not much that you can do if you're NT. Leon was not there at the start of the fight, which just meant that the man disadvantage, it was enough to get sort of play, or force NT rather, to play a more safe team fight. But again, they weren't really after the kills here. They really just wanted to delay those backs. They wanted to stop the backs happening so that Infernal Drake could be taken. And
it's a good play. It's a good play.
I think that was mission accomplished. Now you have the... Okay, I thought they were going to jump in, but let's see the Reach just throwing out his Crescent. Now you have the Tidal Wave available if ever they want to pick a fight here. Acolyte though, away from where Leon is, looking at the mid lane. You have Camille, you also have Xin Zhao just pushing the waves in. Recalls will come through for no team, no talent. Leon focusing onto the turret, and he will just fall back. He sensed Acolyte's presence.
Yeah, he kind of knew Acolyte was coming. It's a bit of a close affair for first turret of the game here on the top side of the map. Take a look here, Leon. I think did he find the kill? He found the kill in the 1v1. That is spicy stuff. Didn't get enough time on the tower to take it down, though. And I think it should be an easy tower take with a Camille and Fiora on the top side of the map. They do get it, but we haven't engaged from Doom.
Tactical sweep again. Now you have Leon jumping in. That is the heist ultimate being popped as well. You have Clue jumping in, flashing in. Camille saying goodbye. Now you have the time to be connecting onto one. The grand challenge has been popped. You still have Friend at the back line. He does have Encore. Let's see if he's gonna commit. Now NT, they are looking for the kill. GA already available for Leon, so he has that leeway if ever he is at the front line. But looks like Memorize will just stay under turret unless he gets caught up by no team, no talent. Now a flash in to make sure he will not get taken down, which leaves the mid lane turret vulnerable. Like Gas has been popped by Snitch just to push Ruiz back. The bubble is going to connect for members of No Team, No Talent jumping back.
They'll have the sustain to keep themselves going, though. Remember, with the Seraphine Sona, you're looking for one particular item spike on either. I think Staff of Flowing Water is the big item that you're looking for to ensure that these guys are kind of in that prime position to be buffing each other up, getting that cooldown reduction or that ability haste, rather, and just getting a huge amount of AP being gifted to each other's pockets as well. It's a really important item in this duo combo. Above that, you also have the likes of the Harmonic Echoes to ensure that you're getting ridiculous healing out from both the Seraphine and the Sona. So if we get a chance to have a look at the items, we'll just see where those item spikes are right now. Seraphine actually going for the more aggressive of the builds. The Staff of Flowing Water has been completed for the Sona, but we're actually seeing a Ludens early from Seraphine here. So more damage-orientated Seraphine. I imagine now heading towards the Staff of Flowing Water because that is such an important little duo item that you can pick up for both Clue and Friend. But you know, I think the Ludens makes sense. You are wanting to be a damage threat in these fights, and so the Ludens gives you that nice mid-game spike.
Of course, Snitch and Leon will be the damage dealers early into the game. That is going to be a jump in, but you have Acolyte making that repost. Apparently was able to survive. Now you have Snitch. Stuns are going to come through, and Acolyte will just hook shot his way away. Mr. Shot has been sent out. Now, No Team, No Talent. Will they try to get the pick up? Looks like that is going to be Indo. Instead, that is going to be Ruiz being targeted by teleports are going to come through. Snitch in the back line. He has the cast. Let's see what is going to happen. Is how you have the ultimate coming through from Ezreal. To meet them, as well as the Anchor being used as well. But looks like No Team knows how being able to annihilate a few members here and there. The Yannis from now actually gets taken down. Xin Zhao saying goodbye as well. Now you have Sona saying goodbye. And SBF 1v3 rather. Snitch trying to get away. The barrel has been casted. Leon at the back line. He can actually get one here. He does use Chrono Belt to jump in. Now Evo being able to take Snitch down. Will Leon get the revenge? Well, that is going to be a yes. Killing spree going over to Leon. Still has GA. Now you have Friend at the front line. Vitals has been popped, but Team Queso deciding to just disengage.
This is so confusing, man. So many things
it was
going
positioning of the fight there that went in favor of Team Queso. NT were not in that correct setup. You really want the Seraphine Sona stacked on top of each other. Leon feels pretty hyphy with that GA to get into the fight, though, and you have the rest of NT making their way over.
No crescendo. No team will be able to get Ocean. That is going to be Doom jumping in. Memorize forced to flash away. That wave has been popped as well. Clue jumps in, flashes in. Will they be able to get a kill? That is going to be a no. Tusha Barrage has been sent out as well. But Leon and Friend will be a-okay. No team, no time.
Alright, let's watch that again.
Of the builds.
Few members here and there. They are being.
Hang on.
Now, no.
Alright.
No talent.
So Doom wanted to get a kill on Ruiz. Camille teleports in. I think positioning was a bit off. Camille, great hook shot, great ultimate. Well, great ultimate from Gragas, great ultimate from Sona and Seraphine.
As well as the Anchor being used as well, but looks like No Team knows how
okay. Diana goes down. Doom is low. Doom is very low. Doom is dead. Sona goes down. Sona has so little HP. Gragas escapes. Seraphine is not in the best of positions. Very good placement of the barrel. And Snitch survives. Lee Sin flash, Roto Belt kick.
He can actually get one here.
Okay, Gragas goes down.
To jump in now, Evu
Gragas goes down, but Lee Sin takes down the Ezreal
down. Will Leon get
and
the
survives.
rescue? That is gonna be a yes. Killing spree going over to Leon.
And then we fast forward a little.
Of Team
Xin Zhao is out, Sona is out.
Seraphine Sona stacked on top of each other. Leon feels pretty hyphy with that GA to get into the fight though, and you have the rest
Seraphine just poking, just poking.
Over.
So Team Queso get the dragon, but Xin Zhao is here. He could potentially clean up. Okay, and Nami has the flash and uses her ult to get away. Oh, true shot barrage. Barely misses out. Okay.
Has been sent out as well, but Leon and friend will be a-okay. No team, no talent. Looks like they could have their eyes on this Baron, right? Maybe they could just pick a fight first. Rip Herald is still pretty much up into the Baron lane, making its way rather into the second outer turret for no team, no talent.
Yeah, that's been there a while. He's just been chilling, hitting those minion waves. That was popped probably about a minute before that dragon fight even kicked off. I think you have to be very careful when you're NTNT with this comp. When you have Sona Seraphine, you need them to be like this pretty much at all time. Like Seraphine Sona needs to be attached at the waist with some kind of like rubber band to ensure that they are constantly stacking those shields and heals on top of each other and the rest of the team. If you're playing a split fight, and a split fight is what you're after, it's why Gragas is so good into this comp, you kind of limiting the power levels of this particular composition. So you just have to be a little careful about how you choose to set up fights with a Sona Seraphine comp. And that's probably where Team Coastal are going to be looking to exploit. They've got a very heavy engaged comp, and they can look to catch people out of position. So if they ever see a point where NTNT are out of position, or the Sona or the Seraphine are isolated, they will look to pounce and make that fight happen as quickly as possible.
Evo alone into the mid lane, I think.
Let's pause for a moment. Let's look at the build. Xin Zhao has his standard. He's got the gargoyles. Gragas also has gargoyles. Yes, they have to be tanky. Lee Sin is tanky as well. So pretty much majority of the damage has to come from Seraphine. Part of it, I guess, from Lee Sin, Xin Zhao, and Gragas, but I don't think they will deal a great deal of damage.
That does not sound good. The very least Memorize alongside Ruiz is now where he is. That is to be Gragas jumping back into the base. Baron is still pretty much alive, but no team is actually jumping in the Baron split just yet. Fiend and of course Flu together, that is the beach up connecting onto one, as well as the high notes connecting onto Ruiz, but Ibu rather will still be very much healthy. That is gonna be a jump in, flash in Encore connecting onto 3 as well. That is now being bursted down. Now you have no team, no talent jumping in. That's hurting a lot. Now you have Doom Rampage going over to Leon. That is gonna be the ADC, and the support already down. They were pretty happy to get those 2 kills. Now they want to get the purple word.
And they have a really insane comp for this as well. With the Sona Seraphine, you negate a lot of that. We have the engage coming through though.
Mitch with that body slam connecting onto the grand challenge has been fought, but will it be enough? That is going to be the kill going over to Fiora, but Leon still pretty much alive. Seraphine saying goodbye. Camille being taken down by the Seraphine as well. That is going to Doom jumping in, being there with the ropes, the spears, but that is going to be, goodness me, Acolyte trying to get away. Now you have Flu, he doesn't have Crescendo, he does have Flash though. Doom focusing onto Acolyte, the repost being used. Now you have the Mr. Shock right there. Leon jumping in, will he get the kill? That is going to be a no. Now they're going to stay under turret. Mystic Shot is not gonna connect, and looks like that is gonna be an overall win for the side of no team, no talent. Leon still not jumping back, but now Team Queso will be able to get the first outer mid lane turret.
Yeah, they're going to take that down with ease. And the only problem that I think NTNT really had there was that Clue was out of mana. He had absolutely no mana in that Baron fight. Used a lot of it to sustain them up as they head towards the Baron. And a massive credit to Team Queso. They peeled back so well. Let's take a look back at that fight.
Let's play it slow.
Here. It was an awkward engage from Snitch, but the follow-up was so nice. You said, like, chain CC on top of chain CC. They took out 2 members very quickly here. It was a really lovely kick from Leon to isolate out Ibu, and it was a bot lane advantage. Look, overall. Problem was, if you look, Clue has 0 mana here. He's doing absolutely nothing in this fight. He cast 1 ability all fight because of how little mana that he actually had. And in the meantime, because the Camille was able to take out the Seraphine and split, because
Seraphine, the Seraphine was solo on HP, but she still got a kill. That's amazing. Let's see that again. How?
Absolutely nothing in this fight. He cast 1 ability all fight because of how little mana that he actually had. And in the meantime, because the
okay, so Camille slayed Seraphine. Seraphine also slayed Camille.
Camille was able to take out the Seraphine and split this fight up. Unfortunately, the rest of that front line just not strong enough to effectively duel against a Fiora. Fiora shines in these smaller engages, and that's where Team Queso had the edge, and then TNT had to back off.
Leon is looking to fight. It's going to be the tactical sweep, but that is going to be Andre forced to use whole shot to jump away. Tidal Wave and the Fusion Barrage already being used. Now, that is the engage coming in from Snitch. That is with the body slam connecting onto 1. Beautiful engage though from the side of No Team, No Talent. Diana saying goodbye even though he jumped in. That is going to be Doom on the front line. Nami B becoming Sushi now. No Team, No Talent. Snitch being able to get the double kill. Fiora saying goodbye. That Airzeal tried to get away, but now we have an ensemble leader. At the very least, Acolyte was able to press him down. But at what cost? At the cost of his very own life. Now, No Team, No Talent being able to get those 5 kills in at the expense of Leon. They could finish off the game.
I think they're going to straight up finish off the game here. Way too many death timers to work with for Team Queso, and I think that's one of the problems. This composition from Team NTNT is a ticking time bomb. If you do not beat it, it will beat you, and that is the core essence of the NTNT roster. And I think, as we said, Seraphine Stoner, once they hit certain item specs, the sustain is almost impossible to deal with. It doesn't matter how many Executioner's Callings you buy. It doesn't matter how many Morellonomicons. There is too much shielding, too much healing to deal with. And I think, unfortunately, if you let them have a draft that works for them with the Seraphine Sona, it is just essentially a game of, can we get far enough ahead before they just become impossible to beat? And unfortunately, that was not the case here for Team Queso, despite having a really strong early game.
That's true. Also, can I just say that Clue, even though he has the heals, he also picked up heal as a summoner spell. So the sustain and the healing is definitely obnoxious for No Team, No Talent. But now let's take a look at the highlights for that game.
That was insane.
Yeah, there was some really good early moments from Team Queso, actually winning out in the little 2v2 here. Obviously, Snitch was able to pick off 1 back, but right now it was Doom who had an uncharacteristically hard early game. Team Queso put a lot of pressure on Doom, who went for a lot of ganks with Snitch. Leon as well getting caught out a little bit, although I would say Leon had an absolutely fantastic game on his Lee Sin. Like I said, he's one of the few Baron laners that can actually play this in Europe, and it really shows how flexible and what that kind of gives to the team. This is another situation. Watch, this is a split fight here. They were able to take out the backline with relative ease. They managed to keep 2 members isolated, 2 members isolated in the back. Unfortunately, Seraphine Stoner at this stage not able to deal with a Camille by themselves. In fact, realistically, Seraphine Stoner not really supposed to be left in those situations. You kind of have to play around the shielding and the healing. And this is that good early game that we saw from Team Queso. Leon, though, was the shining light. Anytime that there was a rough situation for NTNT, Leon was able to draw something back for the team here, picking off the Ezreal whilst maintaining his GA. Really nice little element. Another good option where, you know, the Seraphine Sona are split off from the fight, and look at the front line. They can't deal the same kind of impact in the team fight when not having that Seraphine Sona to back them up. And that is something that if you're ever playing into a Seraphine Sona, you have to consider of a way to deal with them. It is just that ability to separate Sona and Seraphine away from the rest of the team, because the shielding, the sustain, and the heals is what makes this composition OP. And if you can break that away from the main body of the team, that's where it's going to be in your advantage. And right now, this was that last team fight. This is where you really started to see the power of Seraphine Sona just slowly making their way forward, slowly advancing forward. And then watch this, Sona and Seraphine on the back line, chaining CC together. Low HP bars, but it won't be for long, because Sona should be able to get them back up and healed. As you can see here, Seraphine as well gets a huge amount of healing off with that empowered second ability. And this is allowing them to get themselves healthy again and to be able to end the game.
Can I just say that even though Doom was in the front line in that last clash, he was okay. I mean, he got lots of ultimates, but he was still able to make it out of there alive. Looks like this is going to be 2-0 so far for no team, no talent. Also, can I just say that you mentioned about separating Sona and Seraphine. Made me think though, what if there was a core key for the side of Team K? So the Valkyrie could have separated these two champions, but then again, they're in the back line. Still a lot of things to take into consideration. But of
Probably
course,
not, even with a core key. I don't think.
For game number 3, so let's
I don't think they'll have made any difference. Now on to the drafts.
If you ask me, but you know, nonetheless, so definitely can give it a good swing. But I think
they still gonna be picking, banning out Akali rather, and who will be in the hands of Ruiz.
Akali
the
again.
R pick was very, very good. However, the Diana, even though it does spell well into the draft, for me at least, the Moon boss just did not have that much impact. Zig's still gonna be banned out for the side of no team, no talent. Apparently, we will not be seeing an Akali, so sad Yuko noises. Senna still gonna be banned out for Team Queso.
Yeah, these are very, just as I said, very common bans, and I think the bans have stayed relatively similar. It's interesting that Team Queso bans Akali, because usually NTNT do, because Leon has come out on record saying he just doesn't like playing against Akali. So it's one of those things that NTNT usually ends up banning. Again, banning the Kai'Sa away from Ibu, I think, really limits one of those late game power picks for Team Queso. Let's see what Queso chooses to go. It is going to be that Camille. So again, just comfort once more for Acolyte, giving him something that he feels comfortable on in that matchup.
All right, so that is going to be the Gragas, most likely going over to Snitch, maybe even to the Brown lane. Corki now being picked up by no team, no talent, most likely is going to go over to Snitch. Looking back into game number 1. Team Queso, I was about to say they could get Xin Zhao, but looks like they want to get their hands on this. They see Ezreal is open for grabs as well if they want to secure an ADC, but it looks like they're going to get this Garen. It's going to be a jungle. No. Who will go where? The mind games of Team Queso, though.
Could be mid lane Camille. We have seen this before, and I think Ezreal is the sensible choice once more. When you know that you're dealing with a lot of a need to kite away, then Ezreal is one of those few AD carries that has a lot of self peel built into his kit. It's going to be Lucian.
Garen support. Yep, Garen support.
Expand the space though.
Support Garen?
Yes.
Support Lee.
Yes.
I don't know. I
think it's gonna be Garen.
Yeah, but support Garen is so bad. Like, it's not even remotely good.
I know, a lot of questions in our heads right now, but that just excites me all the more. So the confused casters will, alongside the confused audience, will jump into game number 3.
Team Queso trying to cheese.
It's support Garen.
Grass bulky and dying.
The only ever viable champion in Team Queso's draft is a support Garen.
Support Garen.
Listen to that.
Right. See, I mean, the only ever viable champion in Team Queso's draft is a support Garen. I will not be expecting a support Camille or support Lee Sin, because that's kind of sad. I mean, Lee Sin has an obnoxious amount of early game power.
At least you could just kick. Like, at least the support Lee Sin, you could just be a kick bot, right? You just there to isolate someone. But like, what does support Garen offer other than just being a really bad tank? And then but like, you have to run at them to even make that happen. And then your ultimate got nerfed. It's not even like your ultimate is like good enough by itself now. I don't know what support Garen's about. Oh.
Hey, I actually like this pick, so I'm actually looking forward to how Team Queso will play this one out. But expounding further into the Dragon Lane matchup, of course, Ezreal will be very much safe behind Clue on this Braum. Winter Spite as well as the passive, the concussive blows will be a huge problem for Team Queso if the stuns is gonna come through. Acolyte will still have his hands on this Camille. Now Leon will have this Gragas, so if ever there's a Hexic Ultimatum, he can just pop in with Explosive Cast.
Yeah, I think right now this is a really a very comfortable matchup for both. I would say the Gragas. I personally feel like the Gragas Camille matchup is like skill. It's a skill matchup between the two of them. It's not like, you know, the Fiora Gragas or Fiora Camille matchup, but it's really just like Fiora is very hard to lose that matchup with. But this one's more of a skill matchup for me. You can stun Camille out of her hook shot. You can use your Gragas ultimate to knock her out of Hextech Ultimatum. So it really just depends on how and when you use your skill. It's more of a, like I said, more of a skill matchup between the two of them. But we'll see. Looks like there's going to be an early gank from Andre on the top side of the map here.
Leon being boxed in, he is under turret. Will he get first blood? That is in the no, because Camille was the one that got first blood. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. Gragas was able to get there eventually. Even the people controlling the stream just zoomed in to just emphasize what happened.
Oh, okay, Team Queso are trolling now.
Yeah.
What was that? What did I just watch? It's a terrible day to have eyes. I can tell you that. It's a terrible day to have eyes.
That is true. But you know what? We're already in it this far. Best of 5, 2-0. I'm just gonna fully commit. I'm gonna go all in. But now looking back into the Dragon Lane, Friend will be on this Ezreal, and still Clue is just at that beefy front line. Doom though is lurking again to the side that is beat Unbreakable, being popped by Clue. Memorize trying to shield Ibu with all his might. Judgment has been used to clear the wave out. But the moment Doom jumps in, or maybe the moment a new new wave of minions jumps in, could spell bad for them. Ibu will just cancel the recall, but Friend is pretty much a-okay with that now. Here comes Doom, jump in, focus on the Ibu. That is going to be the glitch if connecting onto one, and Garen gets annihilated. Just brought this in the cup, connect into one, jump in, Arc and Shift, Mystic Shot. That is going to be 2 kills going over to No Team, No Talent.
And they are really off to a good start here. This is a great acceleration in Game 3. No Team, No Talent looking to stamp their authority down on the Origin series. Let's take a look at it. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I understand why Andre made this gank. They obviously just misplayed it a little bit, right? You want to get Camille the edge in this matchup, because then Camille can probably just continue to pressure out in the side lane. So I definitely understand the thinking there for Team Queso, and I understand what they were trying to achieve. It just didn't really work out very well, obviously, as we saw. And like, obviously, Andre was trying to hold the aggro on the tower because he knew that Camille would die should she have taken a tower shot. But he just held it for a little bit too long. Sometimes it's difficult to predict those types of things. So, you know, I joked a little bit about a terrible day to have eyes. I joked a little bit about trolling, but it's difficult to make those kind of, you know, plays effectively and calculate it 100%.
That is true. At the very least, it was he just took one turret hit too much. Now the Rift Herald and the first dragon of the game is already up 1-3 in the scoreboard. Now you have Team Queso focusing on their Herald, but you know what? Doom just says hi. Here comes, of course, Juggernaut as well. That is to be the judgment pop. Tisha saying goodbye. Now Clue is the only one left at the Rift Herald, but here comes Fred. Here comes Snitch. Rom being bursted down. Beautiful Valkyrie principal package being used by Snitch there. Also, the missile is still gonna reach Ari, and Snitch at the perfect position possible, being able to get that double kill. That is to be the Lee Sin being bursted down as well, and it was a 3-0 in favor of No Team, No Talent.
Yeah, and I should be able to get a lot of damage down to this mid lane tier 1 as well. That's a nice few plates that will go in the back pocket of Leon and Snitch here. They won't be able to take the tower outright, but they've set it up so that, you know, a simple push should allow them to pick up that tier 1 and open up the map a little more here for NTNT. They're now going to set up for that dragon. We haven't engaged.
Here comes Reese, but that will not connect. This is currently onto 2. Now you have their pushback onto Acolyte. Acolyte being saying goodbye. Charm is gonna connect, but Blue Team being able to get the Ocean Dragon. But the fight is right there. Connects me going over to Ezreal. Jump in. In as well as the. But the fight.
Wait. Team Queso stole the dragon. Okay, there's so much action going on here. Let's watch this in slow-mo.
Again, we haven't engaged.
Here comes Reese but that will not connect. This is
So
currently
Camille
on
goes down.
two. Now you have the
Lee
pushback
Sin is
onto
going
Acolyte.
in.
Acolyte being
Lee Sin
saying
steals
goodbye. Charm
and
is
dies.
gonna connect, but blue team being able to get the Ocean Dragon.
Okay,
But the
nice
fight
body
is right
slam from
there. It
Gragas.
is me going over to Ezreal. Jump in. Arc can shift in, as well as the
Okay,
Mystic Shock being able to take Lucian
so even
down.
though
Rampage for friend, and that is gonna be that turret falling down in favor of NT.
And that now opens the map up massively. They even picked up the dragon as well. NTNT, it will be, I'm going to be honest with you, Yuko, it will be a difficult position to lose from here on out. I think realistically they are in the driving seat in this game. Andre desperately trying to hold on to this bot lane tier 1, knows that he can't commit versus the Braum, though, as the Ezreal just too strong at this point in time. Doom, though, might walk straight into Ruiz here.
oh,
That is indeed
nice
a flash
block from
out. Though
Braum.
Charm is going to connect onto Braum, but you have the Unbreakable coming through. Braum saying goodbye. Here comes the engage from Team K. So Shinja being bursted down as well. Friend, the only one left there. Trisha Barrage being used. Acolyte, goodness me, being taken down by Snitch yet again. And it was a 2-1 in favor of Team K. So, but
nice
they
fighting.
are still going at it. Charm is not going to connect. The orb is going to connect onto Gragas, but he does not care. He body slams his way in. Ezreal saying goodbye. Will he be able to tank the damage that is the BA? No. Leon, 1v3. Judgment beam pop. Double kill going over to Lucian, to Ebu, but Snitch being able to get the Baron lane turret.
I mean, you'll take those kills. If you're Team Case, though, at this point, you need anything that you can get, especially when you're running with a Garen support that's taking Grasp of the Undying, by the way. So, you know, I think you'll take anything that you can get at this point if you're Team Queso, and try gifting some gold, some charitable gold back towards Queso in this game, because goodness knows Queso definitely need it. Take a look at the quick replay there. Again, I think Clue and Leon just a little overextended. I think very hyphy right now as NTNT are in a really strong spot. But Snitch is super strong, as you mentioned a few times here. Actually stolen. I didn't notice that in the midst of that fight. It was a steal here for Team Queso. So they get both the dragon and a bit of gold gifted their way on the bottom side of the map, which they'll happily take.
Trisha Barrage to say hello to Team Queso, but Team Queso will just fall back. Andre very low. That is the jump in. Let's see if
very
Snitch
aggressive.
will do something. Charm is gonna connect onto Corki, but no one absolutely with the just. Let's see the Grace of Fisher. The green light from no team, no talent. Here comes Andre the back line, but Snitch is safe as well. The calling has been used. Ezreal still very healthy. Charm is gonna connect, as well as the Orb of Deception, but no actual trades from Team Queso.
Still, Team TK have very low HP bars for the time being, and they are a little overextended, at least in hovering on a flank. This 2-2 tower should drop. I don't think anyone's quite in position to punish them as of yet. But NTNT definitely pushing the boat out as Snitch has to Valkyrie away. Very close one there for Snitch, but he'll get away just fine. And the rest of NTNT will back off. We'll take a look back at that replay. You can see Ibu, Ruiz able to land the little replay.
Wait, let's slow it down.
He'll get a back off. Let's take a look back at that.
Look at Xin Zhao's positioning. Xin Zhao is coming to ambush them from slightly further away. He dives at Lucian. He's pretty well positioned to dive at the back line, so Lucian is in danger.
Ruiz able to land the little charm.
And yeah, that's what he does. He dives straight at the back line, then uses his ult to survive.
With that Unbreakable, just give a lot of space there with Blue. Charm is a really good.
So yeah, Xin Zhao dives at the back line.
Unbreakable, just to give a lot of space over to the back line for NTNT to just.
Garen dies. Okay, that was a messy fight. Never mind. Let's keep on going.
And get the work done. Having a little breakout here. Another fight opening up.
Ruiz the first one to say goodbye. He did use his charm. He tried to pick snitch off or maybe even friend, but he was very much near wall and was not able to secure the kill. Instead, he was the one that got taken down here at the mid lane though. Andre trying to go up against Leon, but Leon being very healthy, being very A-okay, will be able to survive the few pokes coming out from Andre. Now you have 17 and 13 on the scoreboard. Triforce being completed by friend Snitch again, sitting comfortably 4-0-4. Just give.
Okay, so let's look at the items. Snitch has Essence Reaver and Solar Recharge Blade. Ezreal has his 2 items and Proto Belt. Well, that will make him even more slippery. Braum, Zeke's Conversions, and Gargoyles. So, okay. Gregor's going tank with Gargoyles, and since I'm also going tank with Gargoyles, he looks like he's getting... Is that Force of Nature? I'm not sure.
Give him a front line, which they have Braum, by the way, and he is going to be A-okay. On top of that, friend is very much scaling, just has Triforce, Ruiz right there. Now I'm still waiting for Garen to do something. He could silence maybe Doom if he jumps in, maybe even friend. I don't think you should target Clue, but now no team, no talent. Let's not go with the fights. Let's try and take Dragon. You know what? Why not both? That is the charm connecting onto one. Now you have the blast bomb being popped. That is even the unbreakable still being sent out by Braum and Team Queso. They cannot go near. No team, no talent. Just yet Snitch threw out a missile. Will it be enough? It will not. Now Leon is at the back line. As Doom jumping in, he does get pushed back. Now you have the Glacier Fisher being sent out. Jumps coming in. Snitch is now unstoppable. You also have the cast being thrown out. Double kill, make that a triple kill going over to Snitch. He is now godlike. Garen saying goodbye. 3-0 in favor of no team, no talent. Just in time for the Baron to be up.
Yep, and they should be able to get this. They are low HP bars.
Forget the dragon, go straight for Baron.
Carry composition. Not sure that there's much that Ibu can do without the culling. Acolyte does have that Hextech ultimatum. There is maybe a way that he can kind of delay this Baron, but it gets taken too quickly. Like we said, a double AD carry composition does take this very, very quick. And Acolyte not even interested in engaging the fight right now. This could be the last stretch for no team, no talent to win the final monthly Origin series before, as we can say it now, it has been announced, a LAN finals later in September.
Mark your calendars, but here we have a replay.
Yeah, we're going to see a little break. There was just a really nice cast from Leon there. Yuko, I don't know what Garen support's trying to do. We've got another fight, though.
He's trying to support. Don't worry, I got this. A shutdown on Ezreal though, but could that be the only kill Team Face will be able to get in that skirmish? Looks like Nenti is just holding off just fine. Font of Life is going to be proc, but I don't think that is going to be enough. Still, no team, no talent holding their gardens. The mid lane, that is Leon trying to juggle that to the one. He received a lot of damage. He is being boxed in, and that is going to be a bye-bye for Gragas. Blue team being able to
pushing.
get a rather one turret being taken down for the side of Team Queso. Dragon is up, but red team, no talent. They want to get the turrets down. They want to play the objective game.
Yeah, and they have that Mountain Dragon ready to go. Only one tower taken for Team Queso. It actually looks like Friend is going to try and cover that one on the top side of the map as he goes for the red buff. I think it should be able to go down to Acolyte here. So at least something going in the favor of Team Queso right now. They are about 10,000 gold behind. Actually, I mean, Ezreal's literally just 1v1ing the Camille. That's a sad sight. There you go.
Goodness me. That's it. That was the story. Ezreal being able to win that fight. 1v1, very close up against Camille. Even though Acolyte used all of his resources, it was not enough. They jump in, a flash into the side. You have the Glacier Fisher again, but Snitch is now legendary. Shark is not gonna connect. Memorize in middle of the fight. Double kill going over to Corki. He flashed in. Another triple kill going over to Corki. Man, this guy is a beast. Now Garen saying goodbye. Blue team being aced against the red side. They want to go all in. They want to focus on the Nexus. Will Acolyte be able to defend this? He needs to clear the way. That is giving a tactical speed, but he just ate a lot of damage from no team, no talent. They got the scale. They got the ace. Now they got game number 3.
They got the win.
They'll get the monthly finals, the August monthly finals of the Origin series as well, and I think categorically cement themselves as the best team in Europe right now. Obviously, Group A and Group B have yet to have that cross play, but I think a lot of people are looking towards NTNT as the dominant team heading into those LAN finals later in September. Really excited to see how they match up. But for the time being, going to be honest with you, they didn't even make it look close. That was an incredibly easy series for Team NTNT. And I think Queso, as well as Game Lord, they're going to have a lot of thinking to do when it comes to tackling the problem of NTNT in another set of games.
Definitely, that was a very intense talk from No Team, No Talent. So you guys enjoyed that game number 3. Let us take a step back and look at the highlights.
I mean, every single game here. I mean, yeah, this is just. It was an error. It was a miscalculation.
Here comes Excalibur again.
I know. Look, I frown, I sigh because it looks so sad, but it was just a simple miscalculation. Like those kind of things definitely happen, so I'm not going to get too worried about it. But for the most part, it was just No Team, No Talent way out in the lead, and also the fact that you were basically playing 4v5 the entire game because it was Garen support. So not much to say other than I think NTNT just were the better team all around here, Yuko.
It is. I guess they were just able to, get the win again, get the win conditions in check, even in the Rift itself. The way they play their game is very textbook. It was tight-knit. It was difficult for even Team Queso to try and put a hole in their plan. Could say that No Team, No Talent definitely prepared up against their fight. And the fact that they can juggle all of these champions and execute it perfectly in different drafts, in different situations, just shows how much they know the game like the back of their hand.
Yeah, they've got a lot of versatility, and I think that's one of the things that not many other teams in the European scene have right now. I think, as we said, one of the biggest criticisms for Team Queso has been that they have a very predictable style. It's a style that clearly worked against the team, like the likes of Game Lord, who weren't able to deal with it, but against NTNT, there was no chance. And NTNT are so flexible; they can play a huge variety of different champions. I think one of the things that I credit Snitch for specifically is that he isn't just a one-trick mid laner. Like he plays pretty much anything. Whereas a lot of other mid laners have got a more limited repertoire of champions, but it's the same for pretty much everybody. I think the only person that generally tends to play the same thing over and over again is Leon, but he does it so damn well that, why not change it? Or why change it, rather? You don't really have to. So I think overall, great series from NTNT, showed their versatility, showed their ability to deal with...
Okay. Guess, 25. Well, I guess I will end the stream here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you